Hello, been working on this plugin for a couple days here. It's just like a syntax highlighting plugin. So I'll just show you a quick example of what it does. You're just going to drag the folder into your add-ons folder, come up, enable it, and when you enable it, it's going to add it to the to this list here. Any open scripts need to be closed and reopened, or you can just reset your editor and everything will have it available. That's what I would do. If I usually have a ton of scripts up, so just restart your editor. So you can come grab it here. And so the original thought process with this is I often preload classes or, kind of load classes from a preload. And it can get a bit confusing when all your classes are white and not highlighted. So I wanted like some type of like import keyword, like if it would have worked just like const, and then it would highlight it. But what I ended up doing was extending the syntax highlighter. And so what we can do is a comment with the arrow, and we can define tags and colors and some criteria for what this tag would apply to. Then you see every occurrence of this is now colored, except, strings and type things. And so, yeah, it's pretty simple. That's just what it does. You can do it to all sorts of them. You can also right click and it has this little menu and it will show any valid ones and it'll add the tag for you. This import one actually has a little bit more functionality. When you click it, it'll convert the path to a UID if it's a path, and then add the file name there. So yeah, you can do functions, which that's not a very good one. This is the one I have for demonstration. Like I said, it won't color the things that are already colored unless you tell it to. So the only reason this has changed colors is because I've told it to, versus the debug one will not change this color. It'll only change the white ones. That also applies to calling the function. So you can see it's colored there and it won't be colored there. So it's more of like a, it's really just a debug kind of thing. If you want to find where these were called easily, see them easily. And yeah, so, it works pretty much anywhere. You can do classes, enums. Works with static var, static functions. There you go. So yeah, it's really just for visual. And really the main thing for me was to be able to highlight my classes. And so if we come up to tools, there's a menu here. It's going to pull up a window and you can mess around with the tags and the keywords. There's a list here of the valid keywords. And so you can see if we, let's change debug to replace. So now you can see it's going to highlight even in a string, even those, even in a comment too, I'm sure. And then we can define what it applies to. So this is going to apply to class and enum and var. And then if we want to apply to all vars, you can just hit vars. Yeah, I think that's it. There's a little option here if you want it to show up in a different menu when you click it, and you can also change this tag color if you wanted it to be the color of the tag itself, or a global, or just off. You can just have that off, and you can change the color of any of these things. Let's make purple classes. So there, when you click it, it just needs one space, or just has to clear its cache to regenerate or whatever. But yeah, so that's about it. I'll have a link to where to get it on my GitHub, and yeah, I just whipped it up in a couple days, and so there might be some bugs still, but I think I've worked most of the big ones out. But yeah, so that's about it for the demonstration. I just kind of wanted to go into how it works because I thought it was kind of funny I've attempted to do this 3 or 4 times over the last few months, and I've hit a wall, every time. Like after an hour, I just couldn't figure it out. I've done some syntax highlighting stuff. Like I did a GD script highlight JS syntax highlighter, and it works really well. So I thought I'd just be able to do it like that and kind of extend it. But it was not the case. It is quite tough. And so instead of recreating the whole syntax highlighter, what I've done is made like a dummy code edit. That's what I'm calling it. And so when you instance the code highlighter, it will instance a code edit and a code GD script syntax highlighter. If it hasn't been instanced already, all of the instances of the code highlighter share the same edit and syntax highlighter, so it doesn't add a million code edits or whatever. And I just track it in this array. And so when they're all gone, it just gets rid of the code edit. But what it does is to get the base highlighting info, it sets the code edit text to your script editor text, and then it just runs the syntax highlighting function on the GD script one in our dummy code edit, returns the data, and then from here I can add all that tag finding and all that stuff, and then you just return the highlight data. So I thought it was kind of funny how it's just like kind of like a little bit hacky, but at the same time it's zero extra code, and it's all running, I presume C++ or whatever. It should be fairly optimized, and it is. When you're just typing, it'll take, for it to search for any new words or anything, it takes 50 microseconds. So it's pretty quick, and even less than that. It takes less than that. Now I've done some more optimization since I measured it. So yeah, I just thought it was kind of funny how it worked, and to finally get it working after 3 or 4 tries at it is kind of nice. So anyways, that's about it. Hope you find it useful. And yeah, I'll leave a link where to get it.